Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nermanon. I'll be making a video for you guys over Battlefield 3 today. I'm going to be playing with a subscriber and a good friend of mine that I've known for quite a while. I would say probably 10 years, so that's a pretty sufficient amount of time to get to know somebody. I would say that's pretty, I guess, good in that department. But overall, guys, I'll jump into it. I think I met a new guy last night. His name was UKF Divine. And at first, I was kind of like, this guy doesn't play the objective at all. He just sits there and spawn traps them. And, long and behold, I do spawn trap. I don't have a problem with it, but the problem was we were getting absolutely ass raped the first game. First game we hop into, the teams were super unbalanced. I think they had 3 Colonel 100s, a 78, and 84, and then a bunch of, smaller, low-level Colonels. But our team, dude, I swear, they were all under, level 45, not even Colonel yet. And it was me, Nerd, which I think he's 31, I'm Colonel 100, and unfortunately I don't remember what Divine is, but anyway, the long story short, my first impressions were like, oh god, another one of these guys. But later on, during the rest of the night, he played with us for quite a while until I think he lost connection on Operation Metro, which kind of sucked, but, it's just the name of the game, I guess. But, I was a lot more fluent with him, he started to really pick it up, and I didn't have to really harass him or say anything that I guess was demeaning, because I was trying to hold back. I'm going to be honest, guys, I didn't want to be like, come on, dude, get on the fucking objective, I'm tired of you spawn trapping, let's get this shit going. But overall, it was a great time. I'm glad he capitalized on sending me a request, because I definitely don't regret it, and I look forward to playing more Battlefield with him. But anyway, guys, I'm here really to talk about the rest of the gameplay. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who Nerd Mode Off is. He is my counterpart. I've known him for a majority of my lifetime, and when it comes down to it, he's a really good player, and I look forward to seeing him hit Colonel in the upcoming months. I'm sure it will take him a fuck long time to get it, because for some reason he just doesn't play as much as he used to. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be talking about Grand Bazaar. Grand Bazaar is definitely one of my favorite maps. I'm sure many of you guys have noticed, because a lot of my gameplays are on the same maps over and over again. There's also a good reason for that. As many of you guys know, and you guys can look in front of your screen, it tells you and gives you the notification of that. I play on Xbox 360, so I don't have the luxury of these, 32v32 or 64 total. And I definitely don't have the ability for 60 frames per second, or sometimes if you're on a good PC you can hit over 100 and all that good stuff. But you'll have people that say that doesn't mean anything, that doesn't change the gameplay. Unfortunately, that's not exactly correct. It does make it a little bit more smooth, but, whatever. When it comes down to it, 60 frames per second is still pretty sexy. So, anyway, what I'm trying to go with this is I wanted to talk a little bit about Grand Bazaar. I know you guys know how to play, Battlefield 3. I don't need to sit here and be like, use these really good guns, because they're really easy to use. You peeking and all this other stuff. You guys know how to do this stuff. I don't need to hold your hand for it, because I know you guys are understanding. I know a lot of you guys are pretty good players. I know, and I've played with a lot of you guys, so it doesn't really come down to me for giving you guys any kind of tips and tricks. But there are definitely things that I see on the console side that I can't really speculate for on PS3 or the PC side. But I imagine there's still problems that occur on both sides. But, when it comes to Grand Bazaar, you have, let's see here, you have 4 bases, okay? Each base upholds 2 crates that you have to destroy to move on to the next set. That's pretty much basic knowledge. But I see a lot of people on the first base, on the first set of MCOMs, everyone will go to B. And in my mind, that's a wrong move, because you're opening yourself up to getting flanked, and you have still 2 spawn points that are active. The best thing that you can do, and on your first attempt, when you first spawn in, I would highly recommend your squad. I mean, you can't obviously communicate with everybody unless you switch to your VoIP on team. Console guys, I think you can do that. I think PC, I think you guys have been trying to get that. I don't know if that ever came to you guys, so I do apologize if that technique doesn't exactly work. But you guys do have the ability to type in the thing and say, hey, everybody, go A, let's go A. Get the fuck away from B, because that doesn't help our team at all. And why I say to go to A, well, if you take A over, you can, 1, disable 1 MCOM. You have a lot more cover in the middle of the street. You have, head glitch spots, you have the bus, you have the truck. You have all kind of cover that you can capitalize on. Unfortunately, B doesn't have a lot of cover for you. A lot of your cover is you peeking around a corner, which, that's pretty good. I mean, you can definitely head glitch on the stairs and stuff like that, but you're still at a disadvantage of nade spam, crumbling objects onto your face, all that fun stuff. The destructibility in Battlefield has always been super high compared to other titles, and I think everyone needs to understand that. Now, where I'm really trying to come from, where I'm really trying to give you guys information is regarding when you take A, there's a dirt mound that is in the middle of the street towards their side. You really want to capitalize on that. I don't think a lot of people understand, but there is a spawn point around that corner where that curved shop is at, where the truck, the car, actually there might be 2 cars and a truck are at. There's actually a spawn point there, and there's also a spawn point on the left side where that concrete slab is at, in that building. And if you guys can take over the dirt mound, you kind of disable their ability to spawn there. They'll still spawn there, but most of the time, they'll be spawning on the Death Alley side, where the other crate's at. And when you guys take over that, you guys have obviously taken over A, so once you take Dirt Mound, it's really easy to just keep picking your guys up, reviving them to get inside. It's all about brute force to get inside that B income. Everybody knows B sucks. PC guys, I know you guys know it sucks a lot because you guys have to deal with the most nade spam I have ever seen in my life of a video. I've watched a video where I don't even know if you guys can even get B. It looks that hard. It looks incredibly difficult to get it, especially when everyone's spawning on each other. And I know there are a few tactics you guys can just spam nades back in there. You can have a suicide, a C4 guy go in there. You can RPG. I know you guys know the tactics, but it's a little bit more difficult on console. It's a little bit more manageable because there's only 12 people that can possibly be inside of there, and most of the time there's probably 4 snipers camping in some fucking corner, pretending like they're helping the objective, but let's be honest, they're not doing anything of the above. But once you guys take that, it's pretty easy. You jump in the tank, and the highest thing I can give you guys for you tank experts out there, or maybe you guys novice players, if you have reactive armor, definitely capitalize on that because you're going to get spammed by pretty much everything. I mean, you're going to get javelin, so it's probably a good idea to have smoke on. And when it comes down to it, you can at least eat a total, I think, of 3 more RPGs with reactive. You can also heal reactive. I don't think many people know this, and it's kind of unfortunate considering that that has been around for a very long time. This is nothing new to a lot of you guys, but in the same accord, I still think it's knowledge that needs to be shared. You guys can heal reactive. All you have to do is go up to the plate that is disabled, hold your torch to it. I think it takes about 4 to 5 seconds, and your reactive will be back up. So that's a pro tip, I guess, for you. But you really want to move your tank slow. I see a lot of novice players are a lot more unintelligent, I guess, in that context. A lot of people drive the tank through the market. I don't think a lot of you guys understand it doesn't take that much C4 to blow up a tank. It's really easy. So you always want to be scanning for mines. You want to be looking for those C4 guys. You want to prioritize different units. And it's really easy to get A. There's a lot of tactics you can do to implement on A. You can just take the tank right up the brute front of it. You can just kind of park it in the side of it, cover it from that angle, get a lot of your infantry units flanking around going through the alley and stuff like that. You try to want to stay away from Death Alley on the opposite side. I want to say that's B crate, the one that's a little bit more difficult, where you have the construction zone, the tower that doesn't, or the building that doesn't fall. You have a lot of head peeking glitches and stuff like that. That one you want to kind of implement. You want to almost spawn trap the other team. Once you get that going, you'll kind of have like one spawn disabled. Your team can hopefully take control of the other one. It's usually not that hard. All you have to do is nade spam the shit out of that. And PC, knowing that you guys will have 32 total grenades going anywhere on the map, I'm sure you guys can capitalize on that. So you guys move on to the last 2, and that's really where it gets a little bit more difficult. The third set is definitely the one where you'll see a lot more javelins, RPGs, mines. You'll see a lot of suicide guys with C4. And proximity scan is something that you want your gunner to use. I don't think many people understand that the driver doesn't have to have proximity scan for it to work for the whole tank. If your gunner has it, you'll be able to see C4 jihad guys running at you trying to blow themselves up. That's usually a good indication of using that. It'll at least allow you to get closer to the objective, kind of funnel everybody together, and once you really press on, you kind of want to go for B first, because that way you can just drop the debris on the guys on the dirt mound that are going to be overlooking, I want to say it's A, but actually that might be incorrect. I might have flipped them. But you guys know what I'm trying to say. Once you start dropping debris on the other team, they're going to kind of panic. They're going to have their spawn all the way at their back, RU deployment spawn. And I think it'll be a lot easier for everyone to capitalize, come to an understanding of what needs to occur in order to reach the objective. Taking the bridge is a huge, huge thing that I think many people overlook. The reason I say that is because the bridge has good cover, and there's a lot of like glitches or unnoticed spots where people can get onto, and I'll maybe make a video about this, guys, because I don't think many people know you can get up here, and I use it all the time. And you can't shoot through it, you can't break this piece of cover, and you don't take any damage from getting hit by an RPG on the other side of it. So I will definitely show this to you guys in an upcoming video, but as for the last set, guys, that is the easiest. If you can't get the last one, and I can't speak for PC, I imagine it's still a pain in the ass, but console, you literally just take the tank and you just shell the shit out of, the sights. It's pretty easy. I mean, if you want to use canister, that's still not a bad option. I know canister was nerfed a long time ago, so it's not as effective as it once was. And I know a lot of people get all pissy about that, and then myself included, I still miss my canister shell. Are you kidding me? I got my first, 1,000 kills with fucking canister. That thing was super good. It was so amazing to use, and I miss it, but, DICE does different things to different components, and they try to balance the game to a certain degree. But guys, that's really about it. I mean, if you want to be a ground infantry unit, you don't always have to be in the tank, and I guess I kind of jumped onto the tank logic, but you know, it's a lot easier. If you have somebody that is on a tank, it's a lot easier to kind of activate, go amongst, and kind of take control. But as for the ground infantry, you guys just really need to be working together. You know, on the second MCOM, you want to take tower, you want to be taking the indestructible building, you want to be moving through the market, and once you guys start getting into the third set, you'll kind of want to edge your way along, because that's just kind of how it goes. I mean, hopefully you guys will have a good tank driver. If you don't, you know, it's kind of a little bit more difficult, and a lot of my strategy guys or my tips for you guys will still work, but it's a lot more based upon how much effort you guys really want the win. I mean, if you want the win, you can get it. You just have to prioritize different units. You have to kill selected units in order to kind of achieve the maximum ability or the maximum percentage of success. But anyway, guys, if you guys like videos like this, you like anything of the assortment, definitely drop a positive rating. And when it comes down to it, guys, I'll see you guys in the next installment. This is NMO, signing off. Peace.